Hey guys, welcome back to Go Discs. Back again for another video. If you ever read the title, if you ever read the title, of course. Today we're looking at Game On. This is the complete DVD box set, released in 2004. Game On. This is a quite interesting show to really talk about. I don't think people ever really covered this actually. I think no one has on YouTube, so I might be the first to do it. I don't know. So Game On, a BBC sitcom released in 1995, ran for 3 seasons, ended in 1998. It's produced by the Hat Trick label, of course, who did Drop the Dead Donkey, Father Ted, Have I Got News for You, you know, all these great ones. I think this sitcom is so squandered because it's underneath all the rest, you know, Drop the Dead Donkey, Father Ted, big, Have I Got News for You, still going, still long running, bigger than ever. This is so squandered underneath, actually. I think there might be a few more other productions that Hat Trick have done, but this is sort of like underrated. This is like a very underrated sitcom. Really good, actually. It's very, very funny. My introduction to Game On actually came very recently, actually. I was watching a lot of the VCI promos that came out, like from 96 and 97, and they featured this, like for series 1 and 2. I thought I might give it a little go. It said it's on the Hat Trick label and everything, you know, everything else, and I thought I might just give it a little go. Funny enough, all 3 seasons were released on YouTube actually, so you can go and watch them. My opinion is, it's very like Men Behaving Badly. However, it's a bit more slightly, it's a bit cruder as well. It's got a bit more crudeness to it as well, even though it's released on the BBC, which at that time Men Behaving Badly was on BBC, of course. I think during its I'm trying to think, 4th season. It was doing its 4th season. This was on the BBC, like its 2nd season on the BBC, very much, if you could say. And this came along, and there's not much similar thing. It features 3 flatmates, of course, 2 men, 1 woman. You have interesting cast of. There's an interesting cast in here as well, because you have Matthew Cottle, who plays Martin, of course. You have Samantha Womack, who is known as Samantha Janus on this, of course, plays Mandy. You remember her from she played Ronnie Mitchell in EastEnders. She played a few things as well, like some detective drama I can't remember the name of as well, but she's in it as well. Like this is like early stuff for her. And also we've got Ben Chaplin, of course, who plays Matthew. Fun fact about this: Ben Chaplin only appeared in the 1st season, and afterwards a guy Neil Shuk, I think his name is, if I can find the name of him on here, if you pronounce his name, Neil Shuk or something. I think it is actually when he took over the 2nd season, because apparently Ben Chaplin went off to Hollywood because Hollywood offered him a few film roles actually, and he's become a pretty decent actor. Neil Shuk or something. I can't pronounce it. Again, his surname I can't pronounce properly. Came in for the 2nd and 3rd seasons. Funny thing about that is actually he was the 2nd person who actually nearly got the role for Matthew. In front was Ben Chaplin, and then he became sort of the 2nd person of the role. Thankfully, he got a nice little job out of that. The season itself, let's just go through these episodes, shall we? So series 1, of course, Ben Chaplin plays Matthew in there. So series 1 came out in 1995. And we've got like Big Wednesday, Working Girls, The Great Escape, Bad Timing, Matthew, A Suitable Case for Treatment, and Fame. I'm trying to think what else. I'm trying to think there's any episodes on here. I think the 6th episode of Fame very much when Matthew joins a band. Funny, that's quite interesting episode. Of course, a band just moved upstairs with where flat is. Where his flat is, his inherited flat is, and he joins this band. I can always remember, like, it's a very serious band. Like, the drummer says something. It's a song about an old woman dying of hypothermia because she couldn't pay her gas bill. It's like, wow. I mean, how low can you get? How low can you get with that? I mean, how can you make a song about that? I just don't know. And obviously he's like he has a phobia of going outside actually, and obviously when he's performing in the pub, he's very you know, he's panicking, he's holding the microphone kneeled down, and he goes like he's like singing very moanly, and the music press get a hold of this, and they say it's like he's like a very practical actor in like has a very good stage presence and everything else. It's just really funny actually, and how people think, you know, he could be the next best thing or something. It's just amazing. So series 1, pretty okay. I mean, there's nothing else I can really think of as well here. Next up, series 2, we have something like Roundheads and Cavalier, which is Neil Duke's first episode, of course. He pretends to be like a vampire, actually, because he's been reading novels. And he's after a fresh young ginger virgin for his blood. Wow. And Martin meets one of his love lives as a recurring character for the series, which is Marie, an Irish nurse he meets. But okay. What else have we got? Heavy Bondage and Custard Creams. That's another standout episode because it's an old. It's a standout episode because it's on this season because it's got Eddie Marston in it. He plays a guy called Stoneham, I think his name is. An old friend of Mandy's and Matthew knows him as well. They had apparently there's a little bit of backstory and like a bit of history between them two, Mandy and Stone, I think his name is, and. It's quite dark as well at some point because they mentioned they had they had a daughter, but they had to give it for adoption because they couldn't really, you know, become good parents or something. Pretty dark stuff, and obviously again, trying to get back at Mandy or something, you know, trying to reclaim their love life or something. It's just like interesting. I do like to see when he comes to the house and he's in the suit. He mentions, where did you get that suit from? Oh, I got it from some ginger tosser. And it cuts to Martin in his underwear in a park. And this old woman comes back walking a dog. And the dog goes around sniffing his junk and everything. And he says, oh, you're one of those conservative types. It's like, wow. That's funny. And he comes back to the parking area and says, I'm so sorry. It's really funny. It's hilarious. That's really good. That's episode 4, there is. I mean, there's some other stuff as well. I'm trying to think what the episode is. God. I'm trying to think what series it is. I think it's in this one as well. It's towards the end when Matthew goes out for the first time. He's a newsagent and he carries a surfboard. But there's a robbery going on. And he's panicking behind a shelf, and he whacks the robber with his surfboard. I don't know why he has a surfboard actually. I mean, from the first season he gets it. And he still carries it in the second season. I don't know why. It's just like a weird thing, really. It's just pretty hilarious. And then in the end, the shop owners give him a bag full of chocolates. I mean, that's pretty good as well. I mean, everything else is alright. I mean, pretty fine actually. And then we go to the third season. The last season came out in '98. This is quite interesting because it does feature a few interesting bits and pieces, of course. I mean, Martin's a dad, apparently. I mean, Marie is giving birth to a daughter that he's not aware of course. In the second episode, it doesn't say it just says episodes 1 to 6 on here. It doesn't say the specific titles on here. It says like series 1, 2. I thought it was pretty interesting. And through the actual season, Mandy's fallen for someone called Archie, who actually ends up proposing to her. And the last episode, actually, you know, the wedding begins. It's her wedding day. Apparently, he ends up getting killed at the end. Apparently, for some freak accident, which is like one of those those comedic tragedies, of course. You know, like, oh, maybe like, you know, all the groom's dead, or anything like that, or the bride's dead, or something like that. You get that sort of trope anyway. I think it's quite funny in this season, of course. And apparently, when to struggle with her grief, she goes to a field and strips off from her bride's dress and everything, and Martin finds out, why are you wearing blue underwear? Oh, it's Archie's lucky pants, or something like that. I thought it might make me lucky, or something. It's really funny, actually. I mean, it's written by, who is it by? I forgot the names now. Andrew Davis and Bernadette Davis. They're quite different surnames, of course. Andrew and Bernadette wrote the first 2 seasons, while Bernadette wrote the last one, actually. And Now, I thought there were people writ for like Drop the Donkey or Father Ted or something. Not really, because Father Ted's done by the other guys. I forgot the names. Like very acclaimed co-writers who did the IT crowd and everything. And it's just really, you know, the writing style is pretty hilarious. You know, it's set in London, of course, in a flat. You know, very. It's you could say it's sort of like it's very Men Behaving Badly, but it's more. It's a bit well. I think Men Behaving Badly is more they're very similar actually, and it's a quite interesting contrast, of course, because they're both Hat-Trick productions. Of course, not really. They've listed in the BBC, and I do find some comparisons with Father Ted actually, because because Father Ted ran for 3 seasons between 95 and 98. Same with this one, both on the Hat-Trick label, and unlike Father Ted, which had the death of Dermot Morgan, this doesn't. I mean, I'm not too sure why the Durfords. I think maybe 3 seasons is sort of like a usual thing with sitcoms, really. Unlike, I guess, something like, what was it, like a pint of lager, two pints of lager and a pack of crisps, or what's the other one? Not Going Out, or the last of Summer Wine. Mind you, Last of Summer Wine's better than them two very much. I think with the it's just like a routine with sitcoms, really. It's just usual shelf life with them, really. Production life, broadcast life, production life. Who knows? So that's me talking about Game On, the complete DVD box set. This is released in 2004 by Hat-Trick, and of course the wonderful VCI. Not bothered anymore with that thing. It's all right. You know, came in 2004, goes for about Lancaster for about £4. Lucky chance, you know, quite cheap, not a bad price. You know, it contains all 4 3 seasons and 4. You know. Anyway, thanks for watching Go Discs. I'll see you for the next video, and goodbye.